welcome the opportunity to speak in this debate and to support the all-party motion. I also welcome the commitment by the Taoiseach to raise the issue of the Dublin and Monaghan bombings with British Prime Minister Cameron on behalf of the Justice for the Forgotten this week when Prime Minister Cameron visits Dublin. And I want to take this opportunity to welcome families for Justice for the Forgotten to the House. We cannot forget, Caincola, that 34 people, including an unborn child, were killed on the 17th of May 1974, which was the greatest loss of life on any single day during the history of the Troubles on this island. And the bombings in Talbot Street is today commemorated by a monument erected near the junction of Talbot Street and Amy Street to honour the memory of those who were killed on that day. And like the previous speaker, the bombing in Talbot Street on that fateful day has a particular relevance for me. The atrocity happened close to where I then worked. The bombing took place, as I can remember, around 6 p.m. I heard the sound of the explosion on my way home from work. At that time, I finished 15 minutes earlier on a Friday. If the explosion had happened on another weekday, I could well have been in Talbot Street at that particular time. All of the people killed on that day were ordinary people going about their daily business and routines when this terrorist atrocity was executed. One of the people killed in Talbot Street on that day was a man who sold newspapers near the junction of Talbot Street and Gardner Street. Prior to that day, I regularly bought an evening paper from him on my way home from work. I was struck later, Caincola, by the similarities with the Canary Wharf bombing in 1996 and the Dublin and Monaghan bombings in 1974. They were both barbaric acts of urban terrorism committed by different sets of ruthless people who had no qualms whatsoever for the killing of innocent people. One of the people killed at the Canary Wharf bombing was also a street newspaper vendor. The rest of the people killed and injured at Canary Wharf were going about their daily business. Since the times when these atrocities occurred, we've had the Good Friday Agreement and the peace process, which has transformed relationships on this island and between Ireland and Britain based on mutual respect. As my colleague, Deputy Joe Costello, stated earlier, the Justice for the Forgotten marked the 30th anniversary of the Dublin Monaghan bombings yesterday with the wreath-laying ceremony in Talbot Street. And on the very same day, we had the start of the historic visit of a British monarch to an independent Ireland. I believe that the vast majority of the citizens of our state welcome Queen Elizabeth as a visitor to our state in a spirit of friendship and reconciliation. I particularly welcome Queen Elizabeth's tour of Croke Park this afternoon, during which she met with players and groups associated with the GAA. I think the GAA President, Christy Cooney, I believe, spoke for everyone when he said that the Queen's visit would result in further advancement of the Northern Ireland peace process. I believe that it is relevant to refer to the funeral of the slain PSNI constable and GAA player Ronan Kerr. His funeral cortege, I think, was clear evidence of a new reality in Northern Ireland. Many people are of the opinion that the visit of Queen Elizabeth could have happened 10 years ago, as the conditions were favourable for such a visit since the great majority of the people of this entire island of Ireland voted in favour of the Good Friday Agreement. Perhaps the delay was down to the caution and conservatism of the previous Taoiseach. I want to take this opportunity, Caincola, to deplore the rioting that was organised yesterday afternoon in Dorset Street and the surrounding area. We are told that hundreds of rioters clashed with Gardaí for almost 3 hours in the centre city area, throwing fireworks, glass bottles and bricks. A bus errand bus and cars were hit by bricks, wheelie bins were set on fire, and paramedics on duty in the area had to wear helmets for their own protection and safety. This behaviour is unacceptable and does not serve any purpose. The Gardaí are to be congratulated for their efforts and forbearance in dealing with this situation. In conclusion, Caincola, it is clear that many families who had relatives killed during the Troubles have questions that they want answered. Dealing with the legacies of the past is not easy, as there are no simple solutions or quick fixes, but it is a challenge, Caincola, that we must accept. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Deputy Kenny.